Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Wolf King. You're watching Wolf King's vids. It's Pandemonium live tonight. I was gonna do the whole work thing tonight, but apparently the show got canceled. Not this show, the show at my work. So that means I got time to run this little hangout. So we're gonna get into some random vids and shit like that. I came across this one particular video that is kind of funny but cringy at the same time. Let me just screen share for you guys. Okay, there we go. Camera on, screen share. Okay, this fucking guy.
Is a call for an uprising, and it looks like for the first time since maybe I was 10 years old that I've got myself some plans for Halloween this year. Oh no, I'm not going to be trick-or-treating and dressing up as some flamer on Halloween like these Satanists do. No, 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 of course not.
Yeah, you're just gonna, have these paranoid fucking thoughts of delusion. But go ahead.
But it looks like some of my nearest and dearest friends are going to be holding a black mass in Salem, Massachusetts. And they're selling tickets, which means it's open to the public, which means they can't prevent certain individuals from purchasing a ticket and showing up. So I guess I might just have to buy myself, or maybe I did already, a ticket so I can show up and meet some of these wonderful people who have been harassing my subscribers with messages about raping and sexually abusing and murdering.
Okay, just ignoring the possible like random crazy shooter vibe that this guy is sort of oozing in his voice right now. Like just listen to the logic, basically. Just hear the claims of trolling, harassing by this particular group, like online. Just listen to that particular claim because we're going to focus on that.
Some of my subscribers' children who have been sending terroristic bomb threats to me, domestic bomb threats, which has gotten the FBI involved and the police department. But don't worry, all of that has been documented now. And just like the fools you are, just like I told you from the get-go, when I dangled a piece of cheese in front of your faces like the rats that you are, you took it. And now I have everything that I possibly could want. Not just your information, but police documentation and evidence that shows that members of the Satanic Temple have been sending out terroristic threats to people all over the internet, as well as gang stalking many other people who have been victims of satanic ritual abuse, which is child abuse.
Seem like some pretty large claims to back up. I mean, I would love to hear the specific individuals within the organization that have been harassing him and his subscribers and threatening to attack their children or whatever. That seems very like some information that like everyone should have if it's documented.
Now you might say, what would you do with something like that? Well, don't worry about it. I'm not like you guys, you see. I don't threaten with courts and money. I'm not looking to get you in front of a courtroom. No, I have everything I need now. Because now, anytime you try to show up and get your satanic after-school Satan program inside of a school, well, I'll be there. I'll be there showing this police evidence, these police reports that show that members of this organization are not suitable to be around children. I mean, domestic violence and domestic terrorism is a very serious offense. And I would like to believe that members of the school board, whether they're there trying to decide if religious equality and having an after-school Satan program and a good news club is fair, they won't have to think about that anymore. The question will be, Can we allow an organization that has links to terroristic threats as well as threats to women?
Okay. I love how I paused that. That was excellent. So just hear the logic in his head. First off, he's taking random troll comments because this guy's a very paranoid individual, right? It's easy to poke fun at him and mock him and make him look like a jackass, which isn't very hard, right? So he's taking these troll comments and linking them to the Satanic Temple somehow, and he thinks that by showing up at one of their events, wherever it might be, and showing this to them, like, it's basically gonna be like, oh, because these random trolls trolled me online, therefore you guys should be censored. You guys can't do anything related to your group, like put up statues or have an after school Satan club or anything like that, because people have trolled me online. What fucking dumbass SJW logic? You don't have any freaking evidence that it's linked to them, and even if it was by like a couple of people, I mean, so what? So they should be disregarded because some random trolls online fucking said hurtful things to you. Grow a spine, you fucking little bitch. I like how this guy makes himself seem all hard, but it's like he's got the mindset of a freaking typical SJW. It's not anything to be proud of. It's weak.
And their children, about raping their children and babies and slitting their throats. Can these be the type of people we can allow around children? And the answer is no. Definitely no. Now we're seeing in Tacoma, in Seattle, that the after-school Satan program has been put on pause. What a shame. But you see, my goal here isn't to disband the organization. It isn't to completely annihilate the Satanic Temple, because I'm not stupid.
Sure you're not.
I understand that no matter what, these losers are going to get back together and they can call themselves something else. But my goal is to do exactly what they do to everyone else. How they go out of their way to slander Christians and make Christians look like fools. They try to use the law to their advantage. You see, what they've been trying to do for the last month is they've been putting out pleas to Patreon to defund my channel. Pleas to YouTube that my channel should be taken down for hate speech. They've pled to the police.
I mean, I like to see evidence of this. All he has is these bullshit comments
that I'm promoting.
Okay, I'll tell you what, dude. Like, if this is actually happening, then good luck to you. I mean, who knows? Maybe you could fucking have a case or whatever. But it really just sounds like one emo tard that seriously needs to learn that the world don't revolve around his particular view. All right, like you need to grow a thicker skin. Like, holy fuck. People are saying mean things about me online. Let me censor a group that I dislike. You fucking little whiny bitch. That's phenomenal. That's what's wrong with this country right now. Too many fucking softies. Love acting hard, but in reality, so weak inside. All right, moving on. What do we got here? Oh, this is a good one. Scary number of Americans think atheists and Muslims don't have rights.
Hello, Kristen.
Fuck ads. Hashtag fuck ads.
Atheists have First Amendment rights. Wow. Nearly 1 in 5 Americans incorrectly believe that Muslim citizens don't have the same First Amendment rights as other American citizens. And also incorrectly, 1 in 7 believe that atheists aren't protected by those rights. A new study by the Annenberg Public Policy Center of the University of Pennsylvania found this. So those numbers are pretty scary. 1 in 5, 20%. Say, yeah, Muslims, they don't count. They don't get constitutional rights.
how do I describe that? That is particularly interesting. A good number of people in America think that atheists and Muslims don't have rights under the Constitution. I think that I mean that's obviously a result of a lack of understanding about how the government works when it comes to people's individual rights with regard to belief. But I feel like that's also sort of like the social engineering that sort of culminated in the 1950s, where we were having that Cold War issue, and we wanted to make ourselves be like separate from like Russia's cold communist viewpoint that was godless, you know, like put God on the money, one nation under God, all that shit. And as a result, that's how we sort of like how how do I put this, grounded this particular view that, you know, in terms of a culture, we're kind of like a theocracy or some godly fucking nation. That's why anything foreign to that, like atheism or Islam, is seen as like the out group. Basically, that's against the particular view. Um, no, I mean honestly, I think Islam is bullshit. I think it's a batshit crazy worldview, but I still think that they do have rights. Obviously, under the First Amendment, it is an actual thing as well as for atheism. You know, I mean, you believe, you have the right to believe whatever you want to the boundaries of reason, and anyone else can think that's bullshit and reject it. And until more people learn that, there's just going to be this this intolerant mindset among society. So I think it just takes more education, more critical thinking to wake people up to that understanding, and mainly recognize that in a free marketplace of ideas, what matters is truth. These ideas compete. All right, there's no favoritism amongst any particular idea. So it really matters about how like practical that idea is. That's what matters. That's the important thing. One second. Just some technical difficulties. We'll be back after this sponsored message. All right, and we're back. You know, relatively quickly. Yeah, but that's my view on that particular poll. Yeah, I think that is obviously nonsense, politically speaking, and has no basis. It really just is based on like alt facts, just incorrect views. Okay, couple more stories. All right, live from Raw Story. Texas church blocked volunteer from helping Hurricane Harvey victim because she is a Jewish lesbian. So there was this volunteer who was of this particular persuasion who was denied in Texas at, hang on, what's the name of the church? Friggin' the Cavalry Church in Friendswood, Texas. They needed volunteers to help at the food bank after Hurricane Harvey tore through the community. Carmen Hicks was a person in particular. On September 8th, she was taken by surprise after she donated $500 worth of food to the church that she couldn't volunteer because she was Jewish and she was a lesbian. Which, I mean, it's just I mean, the person is trying to help, and you're discriminating against her because of her religious and sexual orientation. Like, that's just, I mean, it's fucking like asinine. Anyway, once she got home, Hicks told the magazine she called the church to complain about the pastor and was invited back in. Back when she arrived, but when she arrived, she was confronted by the pastor again about rumors of her sexual orientation. According to Hicks, the pastor said that he can't let you represent our church, and being a lesbian is a sin. This guy sucks. I bet he sucks dick behind the freaking behind the bars and shit. Okay, so what happened in the aftermath? Okay. As of 2017, there is no employment non-discrimination law in Texas that protects against sexual orientation or gender identity discrimination. Apparently, after telling her story on Facebook, several people demanded Pastor Hind give Hicks an apology. He posted an apology, which the page was since deleted. I guess that sort of shows in a way that you really don't need religion to be a good person. Because, I mean, like this particular person, like, she didn't, you know, she was more like appealing to her common humanity with these other people, you know, and basically took the time out of her schedule to like try and help people. And these people, instead of just like taking the help, just, you know, decide to be fucking biased idiots over something as trivial as belief and sex. So I mean, there's that. All right, do we have another story? Oh, I like this. I like this. This actually puts a smile on my face. Yeah, let me just broadcast this real quick. You're gonna love this shit. I fucking love this story. Dun, dun, dun. The global crackdown on parents who refuse vaccines for their kids have begun. Countries like Italy and Australia are tired of measles outbreaks, so they're moving to fine anti-vaccine parents. Hang on. So anyway, just to continue the article right now. There's a school of thought that refusing vaccines on behalf of your children amounts to child abuse, which is true. I mean, because it's not acting in your child's best interests, and that parents should be punished for their decision. We know vaccines are overwhelmingly safe and effective at preventing the spread of disease, and yet failing to immunize children can put them and other vulnerable people around them at tremendous risk or even death when outbreaks get rolling. Now it seems Australia and a number of countries in Europe are fed up enough with vaccine-refusing parents that they're experimenting with punitive measures. We haven't quite reached the level of child abuse charges, but moms and dads in these countries may face fines if they fail to give their kids the recommended shots. In Australia, the directors of schools that led the unvaccinated kids in would be fined too. Okay, so they're fining them basically. This marks a pretty aggressive shift in how we manage vaccine refusers and the costly, deadly outbreaks of diseases and measles, like measles and whooping cough, could help spark it. I think that's pretty decent. I think that's a an important thing to do. I think that's sort of a necessity because population dynamics doesn't give a fuck about what you believe personally. I mean, you could tell me that God has protection over your kid all you like, but you start sending them out there with dangerous pathogens and the like, Yeah, I mean, you're pretty much playing Russian roulette with your kid's life. Like, you're trying to create an anecdote that your kid is some kind of like super child because he avoids like vaccines or whatever. I think that's pretty ignorant. Like, we all know that we all know viruses and bacteria have the capacity to evolve over time. All right, they like it's a density dependent factor. It's part of any population. And once you get infected, you're basically just asking to, not only die from that shit, but spread it around. Like, that's a brilliant fucking job, right? You're just asking for failure right there. But yeah, just moving on. Okay, here's a quick roundup of the global crackdown. Italy's parliament has passed a law that this summer makes 10 childhood vaccinations mandatory for kids up to 16 and requires parents to prove their children are immunized before entering school or face a fine of $600 US. Germany is also cracking down on vaccine refusing parents. Its parliament approved a law that obliges that administrators and kindergartners report parents to refuse counseling from their parents about vaccines. Ministries fine the parents up to $3,000. Okay, cool. France, the health ministry is making 11 vaccines up to 3. Pulling on to that's pretty decent, and it just keeps going like that, et cetera, et cetera. I think that's an important thing. I think the United States should try that because we need to make health a particular issue that's of the utmost import in our country. Because how are you going to have like a conscious country capable of innovation and success when they're like dying off like in large numbers as a result of these simple things that could be alleviated?
Now is a great time.
I mean, you just couldn't do it. Hang on.
With power.
Oh my fucking god.
A 40-mile per gallon highway rating. An incredible passenger volume.
I literally don't know where that's coming from.
Best-selling compact car in America.
Okay, now let me just. Yeah, but I think that, long story short, I think that's the important thing, basically holding parents accountable for their children's health and putting measures that put the needs of the many against the needs of the few. I know that's like a Star Trek reference, but you understand the gist of what I'm saying. Public health matters, being science literate matters, and putting your best foot forward when it comes to maintaining the health of your population. That's what matters too. And I think that that the U.S. should like take a note from these other countries, and we should start finding parents who do that ignorant crap of not getting their kids vaccinated in time. I mean, you'll say it's oppression now, but you'll thank us when, or the doctors when your kid doesn't die randomly because you thought that the magical pixies were protecting them from diseases. But anyway, that's my video. This has been Wolf King. Peace out. If you like this video, you know what to do. Stop by out, dare to know, and peace out. Later.